almost 13. I'm not 12, Dad, I'm almost 13. And there's a big to-do, big scuttlebutt going on down there, and somebody was like, those are my Skittles. Like, no, they're not, they're my Skittles. So my almost 13-year-old opens the bag, shoves them all in her mouth, and said, "They're mine." My wife was like, "You're so freaking grounded." I mean, that was, because she was actually going to bring me the Skittles outside, and my daughter was like, so she's no longer going to a party tonight. We had to do some hard parenting. How y'all doing, Seattle? My name is John Swasey, and I cannot tell you how thrilled I am to be here at Sakura-con. This is my first time here. Thank you. I was actually invited back in 2008, and literally the day of my flight, when I was coming, we were at the doctor's office because my wife had thrown her back out, and the doctor said, "Dude, you're not going anywhere. Your wife's going to be laid up, and not in a good way." So I had to call the convention the day I was flying here and say, "I can't come." And they were like, they were very kind about it. They were very nice. They were disappointed, but they were very nice. So I'm thrilled to be here, and I love your beautiful city. I love you all, and welcome to my panel. I'm honored and humbled that you all are here. So it's kind of just a Q&A. We're working on getting a DVD player because I want to show you all some stuff if y'all are up for video. And I think on Sunday we're going to do it. It wasn't on the schedule originally, but a few years ago, my friend and a guy I work with, Kyle Jones, who's an anime director, we did a movie, a live action movie called Gamera. And Gamera is a giant turtle. He's in the pantheon of giant Japanese monsters that destroy the city in order to save it. And Gamera is a giant turtle. Thank you. This is Onya, my liaison. Have a big hand for her. She has shown me all around Seattle. We went down to Pike's Place today and had crab, and well, I mean, I've got crabs now, but the point is no, we just had a delightful time, and she's an absolute joy. But anyway, so we're doing this movie, and it's this live-action movie, and we did it, and then Kyle came up with the idea to do it as a bunch of East Texas rednecks. So we dubbed the entire movie with lines like, "That's a big-ass turtle." "Holy crap!" Things like that. So I think we're going to show it on Sunday. So just kind of keep your radar open. I promise you a laugh riot for 88 minutes. You will laugh until your spleen bleeds. If you have a spleen. So, but in the meantime, I wanted to show you something. We're also working on a project. A good friend of mine, Vic Mignogna, is also part of the Turtle movie. And he's also in a project that we're working on called Zeke and Zerlon. And Zeke and Zerlon is it's a little cartoon we came up with about a space alien that lands in Texarkana, Texas in a trailer park, crash lands his spacecraft, and he puts it up on blocks and just has conversations with his neighbor Zeke. And they're little 2-3 minute type deals and whatnot. So anyway, if we get we've got a projector, but if we get a DVD player, I'll show you a couple of tidbits of that. But anyway, in the meantime, we're here for anime. So I've done some shows that maybe you've heard of. Lord Death and Soul Eater. Thank you very much. Good to see you, son. Did a little thing called where I play a guy named Hohenheim in Full Metal Alchemist, where I like to refer to Vic as my bitch. I'm only kidding. And One Piece or Crocodile. And then some other good ones. If you guys guys are gamers. My favorite is Salvador in Borderlands 2. Where I got to say my most favorite line ever. Is there anybody in here that is under the age of 18? Of course, son. Of course you are. But you're okay. You won't tell. All right, I got it. You guys want to hear my favorite line of all times?
When you do video games, you're in the booth and you're looking at the monitor, and it's just a list of lines, and it's just there's no context to it other than you're in a war, you're picking somebody up off the ground, or whatever it is, but there's no acting with another person. So you just do these lines. Anyway, there was this one line, and I looked at it, I was like, oh, come on, you want me to say that really? And they're like, oh yeah. Well, as it turns out, I found out the other day we were doing some DLC stuff that I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about, but I just did, so there you go. It was, oh, look at that little big guy. No, he's under 18. But probably doesn't understand English anyway. Verbiage. Anyway, so this is the line. I found out it did not make it into the game. So you can't go search for it. But if enough of you petition them, maybe they'll put it in. Anyway, this is the line. So he's like gunzerkery, right? He's got both guns barreling, just like this. And this is the line. It's like having 3 dicks! Which my wife was thrilled to hear about, and then disappointed. So, anyway. But, guys, this is just kind of a Q&A session, so until we get the projector and I can show you some Zeke and Zerlon. Does anybody have any questions or anything? Okay, yes. It's like having 3 dicks! I thought I just told one. No, I'm kidding. So the question was, do I have any funny stories about being in the booth? No. Next question. No. Funny stories. I'm so sorry. Really? I didn't mean to. It's me, isn't it? Yeah, it's me. I'm sorry. There's not a whole lot of funny stories because you're in there by yourself. And it's just, it's hard to be funny by yourself. So I'm sorry, no. That's the most boring answer I can give you. If I think of anything, I'll let you know. Yeah, I got you coming, and right here. Yes. Yes. Well, it's funny, thank you for mentioning that. This is actually, Dazed and Confused was a movie I did, or was in. And I played a small, pivotal role of the beer delivery guy, where the entire movie shifts because of what I do. And anyway, this is the 20th anniversary shirt. We just had a big party in Austin where they had the 20th anniversary, and it got inducted into the Texas Hall of Fame, Film Hall of Fame. So, and it's really all because of what I do. Right. Are you saying because I'm that old? No. Dude, I gotta tell you, I am so humbled by the whole thing, right? I mean, for Dazed and Confused, a small role in the movie, yet it seems to be one that people remember, Anime is absolutely, it's an amazing genre, as you all well know. In fact, I will tell you, in my humble opinion, it is because of people like you doing conventions like this that is actually driving the industry.
which I think is fantastic. So give yourselves a little hand. And I'm privileged and honored to be a part of it. And dude, I was just about to tell you a funny story in the booth, and now you're leaving. Not kidding. I will tell you a good joke. You want to hear a good joke?
Yeah, but we got to run to another panel after this.
Okay, I'll tell you a good joke, and you can run to the other panel. You ready?
Ready.
All right. So this blind cowboy walks into a bar, sits down. Bartender, cold beer. Bartender puts a cold beer in front of him, takes a sip of it. Hey bartender, you want to hear a good blonde joke? Bartender says, well, sure, blind cowboy. But before you tell your little blonde joke, I should tell you, you walked into a lesbian bar. To the right of you are two blonde ex-commandos. To the left side of you are two blonde bull riders. And I'm a blonde extreme fighter. Still want to tell you a little blonde joke now, blind cowboy? Blind cowboy takes a sip of his beer. Well, not if I gotta tell it 5 times. I told that in the booth, so there you go.
Nice.
Anyway, yeah, you had a question? Quickly. What the hell are you talking about? If I was dissected, you would find absolutely nothing in me. I'm bored. I don't remember the rest of your question. Nor do I want to. My shoes are untied. Shit. I'm wearing loafers. Moving on. Yes, son.
Okay, I know you and I don't talk about mom a whole lot.
Because she's a bitch.
What?
She has a lot. It's huge. Enormous. The size of Texas. The shape of Texas. The Rio Grande running through it.
Is she, in your opinion, who is kid mom?
Think manana. He's not here, is he? I don't know. Yeah, you have a question? Yes, sir. For online games? No, I have not. Sorry. Yeah. You want to leave or, you know? Yes, ma'am. We'll get you in just a second. What was my inspiration for what? Who's? Oh, good God, Golden Boy. Holy moly. You know, that was the very first show I ever did. And there was no inspiration other than somebody called me on the phone and said, you want to do this? I was like, sure. When I did Golden Boy, I had no idea what I was doing. I mean, literally and metaphysically and everything. I didn't know anything about anime. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know how to spell it. And so I really didn't know what I was doing. I mean, literally. So I was doing these voices and they're like, well, that was great. I'm like, okay, whatever. What the hell did I just do? Who watches this stuff? You know, and back then, it was, of course, that was about 1996. So it was a very young industry at that point. And yeah, so the inspiration was literally a phone call. I mean, it was, you want to do this? I mean, when you do voice work, you know, they hire you, you're like, yeah, I'll do it. And so there wasn't any deep, you know, let me take time to get into character and all that. It's just, can you do this? Yeah, sure. You know, so anyway. Yeah, well, let's go to this side. We'll come back over here. Yeah, the back.
Not limited to just your own roles, what are some of your favorite anime?
What is my favorite anime?
Some of them.
My favorite, you know, Full Metal is great. I love watching that. I will say I'm very particular to the shows that I directed, which are not as hugely popular, I don't know, but like Air Gear. I love doing Air Gear. Welcome to the NHK, which I love because it kind of makes fun of the entire genre. I mean, it pokes fun of itself, you know. But also, both those shows were my last 2 shows to direct when I was at ABV, and we just had so much fun. When you do it, you know, right? So you have to match what the voice does, but you also have to match what the lips do. And if you watch anime in Japanese, you know, they don't sync it up necessarily. So American stuff, we try to really sync it up and make it look as close as possible. So you have to, sometimes you'll run into like wayward flaps. They're like, where did that, you know, what, I don't even know what they said. And there was one in Welcome to the NHK where they go to this island, and it's Suicide Island. And our hero doesn't know that they're all there to commit suicide. He's just hot after this girl, the Tony. And they're there, and everyone's so down and depressed. They're just like, yeah, whatever. And he's talking to this one guy, and he's just a downer. And as he gets up, he just walks off, and then the shot is, the camera's looking this way, and I can't think of his name. Who's the hero? Sato, yeah. So he's sitting there, and this other guy's in the back, way back in the background, and he just bums Sato out.